For Kim Dobbs, being a Bearcat started way before her first day at the University of Cincinnati.
My dad went to UC, and that's all he talked about.
And once she stepped onto campus, it only continued. She met her husband there while earning a bachelor's degree from the School of Education.
I felt like I got a really good background to be successful in my career. And I did. I had a 30-year career, and I enjoyed every minute of it, mostly teaching kindergarten.
Kim's Bearcat pride followed her into her classroom. Once a year, she'd host a Bearcat Day, gently nudging her students to become UC sports fans.
We counted Bearcats and did adding and subtracting. We wrote letters to the Bearcat team. We had a little snack because it was kindergarten. We made little Bearcat snacks. So this parent came up. She goes, I'm really upset with you. And I said, well, what's the matter? She goes, you have now had all 4 of my kids, and we are Kentucky fans. And now my youngest one wants to be a Bearcat fan.
Kim even wrote a children's book, Let's Be Boldly Bearcat, where the school's mascot takes young readers on a visual tour of the campus. What does it mean to you to be boldly Bearcat?
Well, I'm doing this podcast, which my first inclination was to say no, because I'm just, it's not me. But I'm trying to be bold. I pick a word every year, and this year my word is me. I'm taking care of me. I'm pushing me. And so here I am.
And honestly, I'm just glad she said yes to answering my questions.
This is the Big Stories Podcast, where we tell the amazing and inspiring stories from across the Big 12 Conference.
I'm your host, Cleon Wall. Kim Dobbs' generosity has truly changed the lives of several Cincinnati student athletes.
I would have never created the relationships that I have now if it weren't for Kim.
I think it really has defined my view about giving back.
What started as one gift to the athletic department has turned into support for Bearcat athletes you don't always hear about. So why did she do it? Well, let's dive in and find out.
I never knew, I never had a choice of where I was going to go to college.
As Kim previously mentioned, her dad talked about Cincinnati all the time.
He was the manager of the baseball team at the time.
As a freshman, she became a Bear Kitten, which was the name of Cincinnati's dance team back then. What did the dance team look like then compared to what it looks like right now?
Oh, man, I could never do what they do now. I don't think my body moved like that. It was more like the Rockettes than hip-hop.
At her first homecoming dance at her dream school, she was paired up with her dream man, even if the beginning was a bit awkward.
So a member of the band came up to me as a freshman and said, would you like to go to homecoming? I went, okay. And he said, no, not with me, with my friend. Well, then, you can't get out of it because you already said okay. This guy called me and mumbled his name. I didn't know his name. I went on this date with him and didn't know his name the whole night. I didn't know if it was Ron, Rob, or Bob. And so we called him that for a long time because everybody at the fraternity homecoming dance that I went to with them called him Dobber for our last name of Dobbs.
Despite not finding out his name was Bob until their second date, Kim says she had a great time at homecoming.
I didn't get home till 3 o'clock. My mom was sitting at the door, but I couldn't believe I didn't get in more trouble. And then about 6 weeks later, we talked about getting married.
13 months later, they were husband and wife.
I was known as the married bear kitten. I was the only one married on the squad. We were at a basketball game playing Marquette, and it was very close at the end, and we scored a basket, and all of a sudden my husband, who was next to me on the floor, ran out on the floor so excited, and everybody's trying to pull him back. He did not get in any trouble, but we didn't let him live that down.
When you went to the University of Cincinnati, did you receive a scholarship or any type of support like that while you were a student?
I did not. My husband got a soccer scholarship, a small one, to come down from upstate New York, but I got none. My parents helped. And at that time, it was $313 a quarter.
After college, their connection to UC didn't end. They began supporting Bearcat athletics financially.
They started a supporter group for the athletics called UCATS. And they asked him to help get members. And there was a big contest about who can get the most members. So we could join as young people for $25 a year. He got second place in that contest. So we won the new VCRs. They were just coming out then. We won a new TV. That was our incentive to get involved. And also, as a young couple, we were invited by older people to go to different events. And they didn't ask us for money, but they were really good for paving the way to say, oh, you give back to the university? You give money? So they kind of planted a seed without saying anything to us. So we thought, we want to be like them. So we gave $25 a year for a long time.
Everything changed when Kim and Bob's twin boys began playing soccer at Cincinnati. That's when the Dobbs Family Scholarship was born.
We said it had to be somebody who was in the business college, because that's what my boys were in, and my husband, or in education, which is what I was in at the time. And we just wanted to help out. So we started out with 1, and now we're up to 4.
That's right. The Dobbs family now sponsors 4 scholarships.
They're all for Olympic sports because they're the ones that don't get the attention. We have the Robert E. Dobbs Scholarship after my husband passed that we have for somebody who's an athlete that does a lot of community service. And then the Eugene L. Kramer Scholarship after my dad. And that can be an Olympic sport or somebody on the baseball team since he was the manager.
Then there's the Kimberly Dobbs Scholarship, created after Kim retired from teaching. It supports members of the Spirit Squad who are majoring in education. It's clear Kim has a soft spot for athletes who may not compete on the field or the court, but who still bring energy and pride to every game. And just to be clear, the Spirit Squad isn't limited to cheerleaders or the dance team. When I asked Reid Ryan what drew him to Cincinnati's cheer squad, he shared a secret I didn't expect.
I'm graduating May 1st, so I feel very comfortable saying this because it's the end of the reigns. But I am the Bearcat mascot, actually. Wait. What? I've been doing that for the past 4 years.
Reid was an incoming freshman when he first tried out to be the Bearcat.
We go over things like improv, dance, kid interaction, fan interaction, levels of emotions.
Reid came in with experience as a high school mascot and earned his spot before fall semester even started. Then came an invitation, a Spirit Squad dinner with Kim Dobbs.
So I have all 60 cheerleaders to my house for dinner every year.
And so we're at her house, and I'm like, she's really familiar. And I text my mom, and my mom texts me back, and she's like, yeah, that's your kindergarten teacher. So after the dinner, I went up to her and I talked to her, and when I then told her my name, it clicked. So that was really special to feel that she remembered.
I hadn't seen him since he was 5, so I was glad he introduced himself again to me.
Did you remember much about him when he was in your class?
He was quiet. That's what I remember. He was quiet. His mom's sweet.
What's he like as an adult now? Is he still quiet?
He's very confident. I'm so proud of how confident he is.
She is this, positive energy when she walks into a room.
And Reid was positively giddy when he found out he received a Dobbs scholarship.
So with our first conversation, I didn't even know that was a possibility. I got an email and a message saying that I was going to be a part of this. I was shocked. I was like, wait, I'm going to get a scholarship, not just because I'm an educator, because I'm an athlete, and then it's also through someone that was so formative in my early years.
And just to be clear, Kim funds the scholarships, but the athletic department chooses the recipients. Reid isn't favored, and he even shares the award with other education majors.
There's a handful of us. Education is one of the most important things, that defines not just us as people, but the community around us.
When I was in high school, dance was my whole life.
Brooke Atwood is a member of the Cincinnati dance team.
I went to school, went to dance right after school, went to bed, repeat the next day.
Brooke always felt she connected with kids when she taught dance, and that got her thinking.
I wonder what this would be like from an academic perspective. So senior year of high school, I was a cadet teacher for actually my 4th grade teacher years prior. So I was a little teacher assistant for her, and I loved it. And so I stuck with it.
On the day we spoke, Brooke joined me straight from a middle school classroom. She was wrapping up her student teaching and getting ready to graduate from the University of Cincinnati. And like Reid, her first meeting with Kim came at a Spirit Squad dinner.
Honestly, I talked to her for 5 minutes, and I felt like she was in my family. She really just opened her arms to all of us.
And then she found out that she received scholarship money from Kim.
I remember calling my mom afterwards, because again, it was the first time I've ever received anything like that. And so I called my mom and was like, oh my gosh, like, this is awesome. The relationship with Kim has brought me as well. It's something to be super, super grateful for. I would describe her as a second mom, honestly, because I've called her for many scenarios that I've had to deal with, and she's given me mom-like advice. So I think that would be a good way to describe it.
For example, she turned to Kim for advice on how to ask professors, teachers, and supervisors for time off so she could dance at her team's national competition in Florida.
I wasn't going to not go to nationals. It was my senior year. And so I needed her advice on how to approach these people in a certain way to where it was still, I'm going to do the best that I can to make up all my time and still be able to receive my license in the spring. And she helped me through that, and it was successful.
I try not to get too involved in their lives. I'm not texting them every game.
She is a full mentor. It has been really great. We get frequent lunches or dinners, and we talk about where we're at in the program. At times, she'll talk to us what we might be struggling with or what we might be going through.
It energizes me because they're just awesome young adults. I feed off of their energy and their love for the world.
Kim's also great at sharing advice with aspiring young educators.
The biggest piece of advice is she's given me that every day starts with you. When you first see those students, that's how the day starts. And being positive and having that smile at the beginning of the day is going to bring you through the rest of the day.
I really think there's a genuine love, friendship between us all, that we all really do care about each other.
The scholarships the Dobbs family created are designed to last forever, a lasting tribute to the values she shared with her husband, Bob, who died just before Christmas in 2017. When he passed, what kind of response did you get from the UC community?
I might tear up here, but they were such a family to me. They took care of me. People were asking me to go to lunch and dinner and tell stories about them.
Kim spent 5 years searching for a meaningful way to keep Bob's memory alive on campus.
It needed to be something interactive because he was so active there. And so we landed on this Bearcat bench.
The memorial features a statue of the Bearcat mascot standing behind a long bench.
It's a good place for me to go and reflect. People, pose with it for graduations, and you can sit there and reflect, or you can interact with the Bearcat. And there's a little plaque next to it that talks about my husband and how important he is.
And maybe on commencement day, Kim will see Reid and Brooke near the bench. What would you like to tell her in that moment?
I just have to say thank you. Of course, thank her for all she's done for me, all she's given to me, and then people around me too.
I'll probably be teary-eyed, honestly, and just the 100 thank yous, because without her, I wouldn't feel as accomplished and I guess successful within graduation, because she's helped me through so many things, and I'm going to have to think of a way to say thank you.
At the beginning of this episode, you'll remember Kim saying she didn't want to be interviewed about her philanthropy. So I asked her why.
I'm just not one to toot my own horn.
She always says that. And that's really funny to me.
But Brooke knows why Kim gave in.
I think part of it, she wants to inspire others. I mean, she's choosing students and student athletes that I think she sees potential in, and she wants to kind of hold our hand a little bit and guide us towards success. So I think she says not to toot her own horn, but she probably has fun doing it.
This episode was produced by Brandon Thorpe. Music and sound design were provided by Jimmy Call, BYU Radio's post-production team. I'm your host, Cleon Wall, and the pod will be back soon with another uplifting and inspiring tale from the Big 12 Trail. Big Stories is a production of BYU Radio.